What's going on, guys? This is episode 757 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. Go get a little bit of Georgia Southern love today. Gonna talk about Georgia Southern. They're getting a new video board, from what I hear, and that's pretty cool. And I'll tell you what that means for the stadium because it's the prettiest little stadium in America, Allen E. Paulson Stadium. And there's some other stuff that's going on around Statesboro as well, and it's just a good time during the off season to know that this program is continuously expanding. Not just the football program, basketball. They're getting a new basketball arena as well, so it's pretty neat. But we're going to talk about this video board. We're also going to talk about everything else that's going under so far with Georgia Southern. Give my thoughts and opinions on the upgrade, and just go from there. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I could be found on YouTube and Rumble. I am also on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. I want to thank you guys for the support. You guys have been amazing supporting the channel, supporting the show, supporting the podcast. You guys are awesome. I can also be found on X or Twitter at VF Baller. The website is firstandframerates.com. If you want to support the show, Cash App and PayPal links are below. It goes a long way. I really, really appreciate it. Let's go get straight into this. With all the Falcons talk that we had, Raheem Morris is the new head coach, had his press conference. I'm talking more about that later on this week. But I want to give Georgia Southern some love. I want to give these guys, some exposure because we talk about Georgia Southern a lot over here. We really do. But the problem is during the offseason, it's kind of a downtime. But if you ever been to Paulson Stadium and went to a game, you realize like the atmosphere there is awesome. It's absolutely amazing. And one thing about it is you would want to go back at a later time to watch a football game at Paulson Stadium. The players tend to play better there. The atmosphere is awesome, like I said. And it's just a good time. It's one thing that I feel that if you're in the Southeast and you love football, is one of the places you have to go. And so there's been rumblings about a new video board, ribbon board, and the sound system will be installed at Allen E. Paulson Stadium. So the ribbon board is basically the board that goes across across the seats or below the seats on the upper deck, which shows you information about the game. I wonder how that's going to play out at Paulson Stadium. And the new video board is going to replace the one that we have, which is a nice board. It's not a bad board at all. But to get a new one, bigger, and have it expanded will be pretty awesome because if you're looking at the screen, if you're watching this on Rumble or Spotify, you can see where that the video board does look nice. It's set up pretty cool. But to expand that is so much more room to expand that. And I wonder if it's going to still be at that area. What if it's going to be on the opposite side? Because they do have room over there as well. But for the most part, I think it's going to stay where it is, just be more expanded. And it's just going to create a much more of an awesome experience for Georgia Southern Eagle football fans. I mean, it's just something that with more things added to the stadium is just going to make it a much more beautiful and much more authentic and amazing experience. It's just pretty awesome. Also, tickets went on sale a few days ago. And if you want to get some tickets, I highly recommend it. For some reason, there's some tickets that are starting to sell out as far as certain areas of the stadium, some some boxes, some suites or whatever. Some other places in the stadium are selling out. So if you want to reserve your seats, I highly recommend it. Just go to gseagles.com. That's where to go to get tickets there. But when you go to a game and the way that Paulson Stadium is set up now, they got the indoor practice facility now, and they have all that stuff over there. It is way, way, way different than what it was when I was at Georgia Southern. And it was just a thing, just like, okay, we had, I think it was like it was just one area where we all sat in the stands. We didn't have the upper deck. And it was pretty cool. Because Georgia Southern football has always been traditionally high quality football. We haven't been to where we wanted to be lately. We had some ups and downs, but going to Paulson Stadium and you see how things have changed. If you haven't been there since say like 04 or 06, like 20 years ago, You just see the difference at Paulson Stadium now, even around the stadium in the area, whatever the case may be. It's just great. So it's good to see that the school is getting the funding to continue to uplift and build and upgrade the things that's pretty much needed. The indoor practice facility was awesome. It doesn't just work for the football program. The other athletic programs use it as well. You also have, like I said, the basketball team. They're getting a new indoor. I mean, not indoor facility, but it's obviously indoor. But they're getting a new arena. That's going to be awesome as well. And just adding a video board and putting more logos in certain areas is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's the outpouring of donations and the outpouring of pledges, and people are putting time and money into the program. It's showing that it's paying off. Now, the main thing that I want to see come out of this, honestly, we need to get some wins. I mean, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole when it comes to wins and losses, because at the end of the day, you want to compete for championships. You want to compete with championships. You want to be in that realm where you can be the top dog in college football. Unfortunately, the way college football is shaping up right now, it looks like the Sun Belt, pretty much all the Power Five teams. I mean, not the Power Five, but all the Group of Five teams are pretty much going to be shut out of getting any type of national title the way it's look like it's going. And it's really unfortunate, because you want all the teams to get like a chance. I've been an advocate of getting a Group of Five national title. I think that's something that should happen. And to be honest, gut feeling, I wouldn't be surprised. I got a feeling that it will happen eventually, because you don't want these kids just playing for nothing, and or just being the punching bag for some of these Power Five schools. A lot of people advocate for all these big schools, the Alabamas and Ohio States of the world, to do what they do, but you're missing out on some really good football down here in Group of Five. You really are. And to see how things are evolving with Georgia Southern, and not just Georgia Southern, there's other schools that are actually evolving and getting bigger and better. The App States of the world, and you see what Texas State is doing, Coastal Carolina. I mean, even if I dare say Georgia State, I mean, they're not, they're not moving at the fastest pace that everybody else is, but they're moving in that direction. Kennesaw State, any team that's down here in the Southeast is a Group of Five school. They're pushing to be, just as prominent as some of these Power Five schools. Maybe not in the recruiting, but in the facilities and the way they're trying to run their programs, they're mimicking what they're doing. So it's just going to come a time where you don't want to make these teams irrelevant. I mean, a lot of people that are so caught up in the hype with college football, they look at the Power Five and just forget about the rest. It's just, you're just missing quality football. You're missing some really good, battles, some really good rivalries, some really, good on the field action, and it's really unfortunate that, stuff like this, getting a new video board, upgrading the stadiums, getting an indoor practice facility, these things get overlooked because of you basically got us a minor league pro, or you basically got to, and I mean, let's just be honest, in the Power Five, the top 25 teams is basically like pro football right now. It's basically like pro football. They're treating it as such. And because of the fact that they're being treated as such, the rest of the college football world is getting left in the dust. And I don't even want to get into the NIL and all the stuff with the NCAA, which, don't get me wrong, I'm for all that stuff. These kids need to get their money, but you just don't want to shut these kids out of an opportunity to feel like champions. Let these kids, especially in the Group of Five, let these kids have their own thing. Let these kids go out there and compete for a championship, and let these kids go out on top. It just makes no sense. A lot of these kids coming in and want to play at a high level, but they don't give them the platform to feel like they're on a high level. And in the Group of Five, like I said, these teams just play that well. They do. I mean, I know I went on a tangent on that, but it just, when you think about stuff like this, like these upgrades that Georgia Southern is doing, the things they're trying to do to get relevancy, And I'm all for it, and I think they should. I mean, you don't want to be playing in a rinky-dink stadium, but at the same time, you want these guys to get the recognition as possible. And I know they're getting it. I mean, you see it on, ESPN Plus now. They're getting some more recognition when it comes to televisions, national television time. They're getting all of that. But I mean, I've talked about it before in past episodes. Just thinking about these upgrades and all the things that they're doing, it just makes me think like, you know what? Give these kids a real trophy to go after. Not saying that the Sun Belt or GoDaddy Bowl, those trophies don't mean nothing. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that these kids need to have a shot at some form of a national title. The FCS has it. The one Division 2 has it. You have, the Division 3 even has it. And I think with the way that college football is shaping up, I think the Group of Five should just have their own as well. I mean, that's just my opinion. But I don't know. Maybe I've been rambling for too long, but hey, listen, awesome to see these guys get a video board. Awesome to see that Georgia Southern is moving in the right direction to be one of the top facilities in the Sun Belt, possibly one of the top in the Southeast. Nobody just keep pushing. No matter what, just keep pushing. Whether you have to try to win every game that you go up against. And, we're going to talk about some of these home games. They're playing Boise State, South Carolina State, App State. We got some good games that we playing in Statesboro this year upcoming. So we're going to talk about that down the road. Also, I think it's April 20th. That's the spring game. So you're basically looking at a little bit over 2 months away for that. And, they're just going to be rocking and rolling again, but give these kids a shot. Shout out to Jared Benko and company. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. You guys are making Georgia Southern look spectacular on and off the field. Hopefully we'll see more of it on the field. If you like this conversation, if you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think. Give me a 5-star rating on that Apple Podcast, man. I really appreciate that. Also, if you don't mind, subscribe to me on YouTube or Rumble. Join me on Rumble. Subscribe on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Google as well. Google is going away, but still, if you want to check me out over there, that's awesome. Follow me on X at VF Baller. The website is firstandframerates.com. And Cash App and PayPal links are below if you want to support the show. All right, guys. All right, ladies. I will see you guys on the next one. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. All right, y'all. Peace.